All right, everybody. Hello, hello. This is Lauren. We're starting just a couple minutes behind today, but I want to welcome you to the Reinventing the Tattoo community and episode number 33 of the Tattoo Collecting Podcast. So in Guy Aitchison's Reinventing community, this is a place for tattooers, collectors, and others to join for live events such as today, to share, inspire, and create art and tattoos together all the time. You can find us at community.reinventingthetattoo.com or these guys at tattoocollecting.com. We're also in the App Store, whichever devil for your device, you can find us there. Our goal isn't to keep you addicted to your phone, but to easily access inspiration and awesome conversations that you can put on in the background. We're beaming out in multiple places today. We're actually on the Reinventing website. We're on the community, YouTube, Facebook, all over the place. So you can listen in, join our chat in the app, and that's awesome. Some of the upcoming events we have are April 27th. We got April and or Amy from the Apprenticeship Diaries is going to be talking with Guy Aitchison at 2 p.m. Eastern. Really looking forward to that. Also, we want to shout out our sponsors before we get going today. We've got Inkjet Stencils, we've got Raw Pigments, and we also have Loose Screw Tattoo. If you guys are interested in trying out any of our goodie bags, you can get those in the Equinox, in an Equinox forum. We can give you details below for that, but we're giving away some cool Cheyenne cartridges, raw pigments, some pretty cool stuff. So you can find us there. Otherwise, Jordan, how are you and Fawn feeling today? You guys ready to get started?
Yeah, we're feeling awesome. Yeah, thank you, Lauren.
You're welcome.
Sweet. Well, hello and welcome, guys. Welcome back to the Tattoo Collecting Podcast with Fawn Baker and I, Jordan Rookus. We're here with awesome tattoo collector, an awesome person, Brandon Griffin. Or is it Griffin or Griffith? Griffith.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Got to get the name right, Jordan.
Sorry. I know a lot of Griffins and stuff. I was like, Griffith or Griffin?
No, I'm not related to Peter at all.
Nice.
Well, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. We've been sitting around talking, smoking, warming up a little bit, but we've been kind of staying away from tattoo talk most of the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got Brandon on. He's Brandon's got some cool tattoos. I got a collab started between me and Richard Cook on one of his arms, and his other arm. Brandon's actually part of the Adam France fan club too.
Yeah, love Adam France, man. Good guy, awesome tattoo artist, awesome painter. And I think he really just blew this out of the water for me. So
yeah, can I see that again? Show Fawn.
Yeah,
have
I was
seen this
creeping
piece?
on that while we were sitting here. Yeah, it looks great. A little bit of dolly, a little bit of sci-fi. We'll get a close-up of that here in a little bit with the good camera.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so awesome. And I just couldn't be more stoked about this collab we have going on this arm. Can you lift that up just a little bit? Yeah.
Show it to this camera here.
Let me see if I can get like a little.
Just you're right, just a little taste. Just a little taste. We're not done yet, but today we're gonna put. Oh man, we're gonna put some good time into this today.
Yeah. Can't wait for it to be all finished up and ready for summer.
Yep.
How many hours do you guys think you're going to sit together today? Do you have any goals, or are you just going to go?
I mean,
till
my main goal is a solid 5 hours to base off of, and then if see where we go from there.
I sit for until he says that we're done. So.
I sit for until whatever.
Yep, I would say probably 5-6 hours tonight.
Nice.
Is what I'd like to put in. We'll
Nice.
probably go from
You guys will get a lot
3 or 4 to 9 or
accomplished.
10.
Yeah, we were there from 3 to 10 last time.
Nope, that's pretty much what we would go for tonight.
Looking rad. I love how tight this mandala shape is that you guys have started.
Oh yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And it's
that's gonna
all
be the
dot
first goal
work
today.
too, so it's really cool when you get up close to it and you notice, because from afar it just looks pretty solid.
Mhm.
But
And then it just gets more static as you get closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love that patterning, man, that that Rich did.
which is the same with this one up here. This looks like some straight lines, and you get close and it's like this ripple
Mhm.
effect. So I like that too.
Yeah.
Cool. I like how each segment's going to be totally different. I like the
Mhm.
way it looks.
Yeah.
We'll have a few little negative spaces in between.
It's really
Are you
cool
gonna-
how you played off of his lines. I love the way you sectioned it out, especially remember we redid the forearm right here. You remember that? You had it like a certain shape last time, and then you erased it, and we redid it a couple times, and I just love the way
Oh
that
yeah,
it's
yeah,
sectioned
yeah.
out now
I
compared to
remember
what
now.
it was.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm super stoked with where we got. I like that focal point right there at the top.
Yeah.
And the way we drew the lines on the side. So it's like you got that circular form, but then those freehand lines that we got coming down just really give that flow.
Right.
And break that apart and just
Mhm.
almost make it look like it's flowing in a direction when really it's all just flowing outwards, but you get this illusion that it's, kind of moving in.
Yeah, and it's cool because every pattern is going to reach my wrist. So like I'm gonna have a pattern here, and I'm gonna have that mandala ending on my the bottom of my wrist there.
So what's so I occasionally I'll do like geometric stuff like this, but it's usually on clients that like I'm already doing large work and we're kind of like tying in, and I already have a little bit of a rapport, and we start discussing ideas like through other projects. So like when you and Jordan first started talking about like your specific ideas for this specific project, especially with it being a collab, what was that process like for you guys?
I mean, for me, I hit Jordan up, and I looked at a bunch of different artists, and I saw Jordan's work, and I was like, man, I got to have this guy tattoo me. I hit him up. It was a little bit of a process getting a hold of him, but in the meantime, I also hit up Richard Cook at the same time, just because I liked his work as well. I had no clue that you guys even like knew each other.
Yeah.
Adam France is actually the one that recommended Richard Cook to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, if Jordan doesn't get back to me, I guess I'll just have like Richard Cook do it. Like Adam said, he's a good guy and he's got awesome work. And I was like, okay. So they both basically replied to me at the same time. And I was just like, well, you know what? Let's just roll with it. Like maybe like, because I still want to get some of Jordan's work. I don't, and I'm like, and I want him to do, because this is when I wanted my geometric. And I was like, I want him to do geometric. So maybe, the two of them can do like one half and one the other half, and it end up just kind of working out where they're both just doing the whole arm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really awesome. And I think when I sat down, I was just like kind of gave Jordan free reign to do whatever. I was just like, I want geometric shapes. I kind of showed him like some things that I found on the internet. I was like, we don't have to do anywhere near it, close to exactly like this. I want you guys to use your best imagination and your artistic skills, because I'm not artistic at all. I can't envision any of that stuff, So I just have to trust the process. And he just came out with this mandala and shaping, the shape of what it is based off of like where Richard left off. And it's turning out to be amazing. So.
Yeah, it's been this cool just passing it back and forth between me and Rich. There wasn't like a lot of like, me and Rich planning, any of it. It was kind of like, all right, Rich does something, and then I come back and kind of take off where Rich went off of. But from the beginning, knowing, that it was going to be a collab. So Rich was drawing stuff that he knew that I was going to be able to jump into, and vice versa. And I think that's been really cool. And now we actually have talked about it. So me and him have kind of went over a little bit on Instagram. Yeah. Cool. So, but I was actually right before he went to you this last time, or you went to him. And yeah, I'm stoked.
It's coming along quick. How long ago did you have your first appointment on this arm?
January.
And you're probably maybe just a little bit shy of halfway. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like bouncing back and forth between two artists.
I don't know exactly, how much we're going to get done today. I would assume that we finish this mandala here, and I don't know if we'll have time to.
I'd say after today, you'll be past the halfway.
Oh,
mark.
yeah, for sure. 100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll have the mandala for sure done. And if we can get that done in good time, then I would like to lay down the outline for some more patterning.
Right.
But we'll see what kind of time we're working with.
Yep. And I kind of got some like more kind of like sample patterns I wanted you to look at. I know we kind of like picked something out last time. But just kind of lay those side by side and then just see.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely open to it for sure. Yeah, killer. I got to bring back up the patterns that I had last time. Remember which ones those were that I had.
I don't know how you keep it all organized. I feel like on my iPad, it's just like one stream of random things, and then you go to my Clip Studio and it's just like
I'm very full. A folder
organized. Full of
everything. I have learned to be very organized with my computer.
Keep
things named?
How do you
folders.
Organize them? Do you just like call them a name, or call it like this is Digimech Mandala 1.1? This is.
Yeah, well, so yeah, there's definitely different folders
2.
of different kinds of geometry, and then there will be a few subgenres in some of those folders, but I'll group like all of these are going to be like more like Digimandalas that'll have that more technical look to it. And I don't know though. I mean, there is a level of where I have like hundreds of things that are just like grouped into like one big geo folder too. Where when I want to find a specific thing, I do have to sit and look. and
look
look
and look
and look, and I'm like,
and it's
oh,
just that one thing.
and
that
a
you
lot of my
didn't
things
label.
are just like very similar variations of
Mhm.
each other, so like they'll just be kind of different where they'll kind of look the same, and so like sifting through them can be kind of a pain sometimes, for sure, to find the same exact ones.
Are your arms the only tattoos you have?
I have a rib piece. It's not very big at all. And then I have a chest piece that Jordan and I were possibly thinking about doing a cover up after we finished my arm, and because I don't really care for it. I got it when I was like 18, and it's just kind of like an eyesore, and I kind of just wanted to be more artistic than just like some random tattoo I got when I was 18.
What would you do there instead?
Well, I don't know, because like it's the tattoo itself, from what you were saying, is going to be kind of hard to cover up. So I guess I'm kind of really like limited to ideas.
Wait, say that again. Where do we start off? I'm sorry, there was something I was focusing on for a second. What's your next project, or what are you talking
So
about?
remember, I have that chest tattoo. I was talking about possibly covering it up, and you're like, it would probably end up having to be like the whole chest piece. I said, it's fine. He's like, but the tattoo, you were like mentioning it's going to be kind of difficult to cover up. So like kind of be like limited to ideas.
Oh yeah.
So that's something I'm going to be open with, as far as open-minded about like what should be done. But obviously I'm going to have a couple ideas by the time that time comes around.
Yeah.
But definitely want to do some sort of cover up there. Just like I said, it's just an eyesore to me anymore. And I just want to have more.
I don't remember what's there.
It's like I'm good.
You're good.
It's like this like
Oh, yeah.
Ohio thing. I got it done at somebody's house when I was like 18.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, there's limitations, but I mean, there's still so many things. So
Yeah.
I mean, like the limitations are
you
still
could
fairly
just
small.
like keep it an Ohio tattoo and just turn it into a really bright, colorful landscape and throw a huge, colorful kaleidoscope around it. But that's just the weed talking.
Fawn's good at that kind of stuff. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with the full on cover up.
Yeah,
Cover
just
it
get
all
rid.
up.
Just get
Would you
rid of
ever do
it
any blackout
entirely.
work? Or
Uh,
any panels of blackout work?
I would give it consideration. I don't really like love blackout work by any means.
Mhm. I'm fascinated by it. There's no part of my collection that I think it would be appropriate to just black a limb out, but I love it and I love how it looks on other people and I love it when it's nicely done.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't let me influence you.
No, you're fine. No, there was like this like because I would only assume there's probably going to have to be just like a lot of like black and shading and stuff like that to cover up. You know, it's kind of like a bigger. I don't know anything about like what it takes to cover up a tattoo, but like it just, I feel like in my eyes it would be like it'd have to have a lot going on to cover that
I
up.
mean, the other option is you could just do like a bigger mandala that's radiating from your armpit and just make it so bold and like that you don't even recognize there's anything under it. That could be kind of cool. Instead of
would?
like
What do you
doing
mean?
a whole like like where his shoulder stops, a mandala could start at his armpit that would just like wrap like almost like a nautilus shell up his pectoral.
up and over.
Yeah, could you see like
And
a
then right
nautilus
into what
shell
we're
starting
doing.
at his
Oh my
armpit?
gosh! Pull your sleeve up too.
Wouldn't
Look
that
at-
be cool?
look at
Because
that.
that's like almost
they
like
could-
a
it could
coral
run.
texture.
And it could run right back into what's at the top of his
Mhm.
sleeve.
That
right
would be
there.
kind of awesome. Like just
Yeah.
keep the whole geometric kind of thing going from like the shoulder onto like the
Yeah,
chest,
I-
pec.
Fawn,
I'd
what have you
start
done?
a mandala right at his armpit. It's the weed.
I
I
think
tell you
that's the
that
per-
all the time.
We were talking about it earlier, but I think that's the perfect way to go back into like where that gray is up there. And you were
Right.
saying how you
Yeah.
were kind of
This
something
right
about
here.
that gray. You could have that mandala kind of moving right into that gray, and that gray just kind of darken the background. But then you got the solid black on
Right.
there, which would still have detail into it that would move right out into everything else.
Yeah, that actually kind of sounds pretty badass.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
No, that was a proper
was the
that was a
weed.
proper influence. That's why we smoke weed. That is
That is, I like
that's good
smoking weed. Stuff just
inspiration.
appears to
We
me
thought about it
sometimes.
out of the box. That's something I would love to do, but I didn't even really the big mandala coming out the armpit. It's a perfect round movement, and it would just create this entire
Right.
spiral with your entire arm.
And I
What a
feel like it
movement
would
that
definitely leave some good inspiration to kind of come
It
from
would leave
from
a
this
lot of
pec.
open space to still play with on the rest of your torso
Yeah.
too. It'd be like a really good start for something that could just radiate across all of
Yeah,
you.
I mean, I eventually want to get definitely the whole. I haven't thought about anything from like my pectoral down. I haven't thought about anything like that. But I definitely want to get like my whole top chest done. Obviously, finish up this arm. I have a piece that I want Adam to actually do because he this was supposed to be a full half sleeve, and then just the way it like laid out, it just wasn't like enough. So I really want him to actually finish this off and come up to like my elbow right here, and then finish that off. So
Nice. You gonna get some mech?
no,
What are you gonna have them? You got
it's gonna be super colorful like this. I think it's gonna be, I don't know if you guys know pigeons playing ping pong at all.
yeah, definitely.
So it's gonna be a pigeon head, and it's gonna be forming into like a disco ball, and it's gonna have these like radiating lights coming off the disco ball and stuff, and super colorful. It would just blend well with this, and yeah,
That's awesome. I can dig that. I can
Yeah.
definitely dig that. Yeah, you never heard pigeons?
Huh.
They're
Nope.
good.
love
You'll
me
have
some.
to- you'll have
I
to
think
hit
you
me.
would. I think you would love them.
Yeah.
I'd
I
play
don't
them
think
right.
I have.
I'd play them right now if it wasn't for copyright shit.
Yeah, love me some pigeons playing ping pong. Goofy name, but good band.
Yeah.
You know, most of the most
Kind of like
Good bands
kind of
have
like
crazy
psychedelic,
names.
jammy.
Super jammy.
Hmm.
Always have like some like good vibes.
Yeah, yeah. Very positive music for sure.
nice. Sounds
Always
like it's up my
positive.
alley.
And they're
Always
big,
positive.
they're big time goofy on
Very
stage.
talented. Like very good guitar, good drums, good everything in it. I mean, they're all just
Nice.
extremely
Yeah,
talented.
they jam out good. So yeah, this was basically just like, I don't know, gonna be like my color. I like the all black here, and then I'm just gonna go. I don't know what I'm gonna do up here yet, but I'm gonna just like roll with the color,
What do you-
schemes.
What do you have on the elephant?
That's a pink elephant.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
got like
that.
some hummingbirds on the side. You know, got my
I just love that like butterfly wing above the eye right there.
yeah, man. And
Like that's
the
so
clock
creative.
kind of just like dripping above it and
Such
stuff.
a good
Yeah.
idea.
And I got my like Dragon Ball Z anime on my wrist.
Majin.
Nerds.
Majin.
The Majin.
I just want to get a
Buu.
tiny one right there for my third eye.
Oh God.
Majin. Just kidding. That'd be my face tattoo though, if I was gonna get one.
Yeah.
You'd get a third.
If I was gonna get like one of those, just like, you know, quick little like symbol-y things, a little Majin.
All right.
I don't
But
know.
would you ever
I don't-
get
I
just a
can't-
quick little symbol-y thing?
That's another universe to me. I would do that in another universe.
I
But
could
not in
see
this
you
one.
like mandalaing out your face
Oh,
with like weird stuff
holy
coming up
shit.
from
I
your
think-
jaws, but I can't see you like just stippling
Yeah.
little face.
That's what I'm saying. If I, in another
Spratatats.
universe where I got Spratatats around my face, there would be a Majin somewhere. But I'm not gonna Spratatat it. I'm gonna do something dope. Definitely. I think that's
I feel like you're
one
gonna
day.
be. I feel like 10 years from now you're gonna look totally different. Not that I'm challenging you or daring you or anything. I just feel like.
I think
don't know.
you're-
You talk about splitting your tongue. You talk about tattooing your noggin and face, and like I just see you're gonna be pretty extreme looking. 10 years from now, you're probably gonna
thank
be.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I love it.
Like I
That's-
said, not a
it-
challenge or a dare. I just imagine that like when the time comes that you cross the collar threshold, you're probably going to cross it daringly and just do something huge all up, like, you know, like a side of the face neck sleeve, like where it's all one piece. And I think that, I don't know. I just feel
I
like
think
when
you're-
you
I
jump
think
in,
you're-
you're going to jump all the way in and just get the whole head and neck done. Like I said, not that I'm challenging
Right.
you. I'm just saying like,
I always hold off on ever really thinking about it much because I got so many other things I got planned
Mhm.
first. But I think like, yeah, I mean, you're totally right. All open skin for me is going to be changed skin.
especially like as much
My
as we're
tongue will
learning.
be split. That's like a
That sounds
inevitability.
As much as we're learning
So
about
painful.
like different ways of
Just the healing
collecting and
process.
like we get to talk to people about like things that they regret and things that they love about their tattoo collections, and like, you know, we get to talk to people who have had a lot of laser removal and things like that. So like you and I have a really awesome opportunity to learn like firsthand, like, oh, let's be patient, but also let's be bold at the same time.
Mhm.
You know, so I just imagine like when the time comes that you cross that collar threshold, I bet you're just gonna jump in literally head first and just plan it all out and do it all.
I see what you did
It's
there.
gonna be a wild.
I'm glad you appreciate that.
The next 10 years, yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
wild.
like I said, it's not a race or a challenge. I bet you're gonna look like an alien soon. Not a challenge.
He is an alien. We already talked about his back.
Look
Alien face.
at that clean face.
Say goodbye to this clean face, Mom. Sorry, I love you.
Poor mother.
She accepts me.
Good.
She
Good.
accepts it. I think when I was like at 18, when I started tattooing, and like I started tattooing myself and getting tattoos. Like at first she didn't like it at all. And,
But
like,
she's come to terms with
by
it.
the time I was 19, she was totally came to terms with it. Didn't take long because she was like, "Oh, okay, this is definitely what you're doing."
It's not a phase, Mom.
This isn't a phase.
I'm not addicted. I'm committed.
I know I am.
Is that me?
I don't know.
I think that was me.
That's all right.
Let me just put that
That's
in my
all right.
pocket.
That's all right. I mean, we can have them join us.
Yeah, I'm enjoying
Could you imagine, like, answer the phone
Mom.
and telemarketer, and we're like, no, tell us more about these deals and offers you have. What am I pre-approved for?
They're telling me about my car's extended warranty, how it's expired.
Right. Trying to reach you on the podcast.
All the time.
Yeah,
I've
my
got
cars aren't nice enough to get those calls.
I bought a car from a buddy of mine years ago, and it's a Scion, and there's been a recall on that model of car. Even though it's not on the road or anything, I still get all of these notifications and like all kinds of letters. It's like, come on, man, this car's not even driven nor has been driven. It may be turned into a race car one day. I don't know. I don't care about this recall. Leave me be.
Right. Yeah. I just bought a new car recently. I love it. Got a 2018 Lexus NX 300.
Hey.
Yeah, It's really
nice.
nice. I love it. I had a Terrain before that, and I've just always liked SUVs,
Mm-hmm.
but love this thing. Man.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I don't know.
That's
I like
awesome.
having a big vehicle and a teeny tiny vehicle. I'm definitely going to get a smart car again.
Okay.
It's going to happen soon. I keep like casually shopping for one, but I'll pull the trigger soon.
I love my
I had
old
one a
cars
few
that I
years
have,
ago and I
but
just loved it.
yeah.
And then I got my van for when I have like big trips or real travel, or like, you know, if
I
it's
love
more
that
than
van.
just
I want
me
a van so
traveling.
bad.
My van is pretty comfy. It's
Definitely
starting to look pretty beat up, but she's a trooper. I call it Vandango.
Fandango, nice. I'd love to just like deck out like a freaking van and just like travel the countryside with it and like have
I
like a
mean,
bed.
My
For
van,
real,
it
man.
looks like an
For
old
real.
man van, but it's got like 4 captain seats in it, and then there's a bed in the back, and it's got like limo lights throughout.
Yeah, see,
Super
that's the kind of van
comfortable.
I want.
Like, this is the kind of thing, like, I've traveled across the country in it several times. I drove it up Pikes Peak and back down, and they didn't make me stop at the brake checkpoint. You know
Wow.
how, like, when you're coming down mountains, they'll stop and check your brakes, make sure your brakes aren't too hot. So they do that there. But anyways,
Oh, they actually stop you?
yeah, they've got these temperature scanners to make sure your brakes aren't too hot. And if they're too hot, they've got this little parking lot that you have to pull off in. And there's like a gift shop, but you got to wait till your brakes cool down before you can proceed.
Okay.
So I came down that in my van, and I didn't get my brakes too hot. I'm just saying it may or may not make me a good driver.
I
That's all I'm saying.
can't say I really drove up and down mountains enough to know that there was a brake check spot.
I always seen the
Well,
brake
Pikes
check.
Peak is
I always
pretty
seen
extreme.
the brake check like signs, but I didn't really know what they meant. I thought it was like just like brake check, like go down the mountain, like just like check your brakes. You know, like
I think that is what it means. Well, so Pikes Peak is in Colorado. It's like the Springs area, Colorado Springs, Manitou Springs, that area. But it's actually like one of the world's most treacherous race courses. So they race like Formula One cars up and down this, motorcycle races, bicycle races. But it's extremely high elevation, and it's just like super windy switchbacks for
Yeah.
long stretches. And it's just really hard on your brakes. And so it's one of those, like, you can't have your brakes seize up halfway down the hill because you'll just go off the edge of the mountain kind of deal.
yeah. I always wonder that while I'm going down, when I'm in the mountains and I've gone down some steep areas where I was like, holy fuck, like how are my brakes handling this right now?
It gets a little crazy when like all you see is sky and there's nothing but like this little bit of road that you see right to the like driver's side.
Where you
that
look like you're about to
whoop,
drive
whoop,
off to the edge or some shit like that. Like you're like,
Yeah.
I don't see any road there, but I trust that there's about to be a road there.
Yep. The first time I
Or
went
when
up
you're
it,
just
it was
like
pretty
going
nerve
so
wracking.
high up and you're trying to go over, but you're like, I hope there's road past this edge that I'm going up and over right now. Like this could be falling off into oblivion.
I've driven it a few times now. Now I actually kind of want to drive up and like leave my vehicle with somebody else to drive down and just like ride my bicycle all the way down. Or maybe I could take my bicycle on the train and just ride my bicycle all the way down, but it would be so much fun.
Yeah.
I need to take my bicycles out west. I never have. Like, as much as I enjoy riding and as bored as I get riding around cornfields in Ohio, I need to take them out west.
You do.
I do.
You definitely do. There's
Yeah.
no cooler spot to do anything outside.
I mean, in Michigan, I got spoiled like when I was, a pretend cyclist, just because everything's so curvy and beautiful and hilly. But Ohio is a little bit more gridded and boring.
Yeah, it takes a little bit. You got to kind of drive a little while to get outside of the city. And
Hawking
outside
Hills
all
is
that.
really cool.
I like to go up to
just
Cuyahoga.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what sucks. There's
Yeah,
so
because that's
there's
the
so
only
few
spot.
awesome areas
So
that
you
like
know the
everyone goes to the
cathedral?
cool areas.
Right.
I realize like if you're willing to drive 2 hours away though, you can get plenty of awesome private stuff.
Mhm.
Like just driving up to Cuyahoga is
Do
fucking
you know that
great.
place that I showed
You
you
ever
in
go up there?
Cuyahoga, the cathedral where the two waterfalls converge together? There was
I
a
think so.
landslide, Jordan. It's totally different now.
No.
So I actually
Is that
need
in the
to go up.
Cuyahoga Valley or is that outside of that a little bit?
No, that's Cuyahoga Valley National Park.
No, I mean like in the valley that, or like the river that we went down, the little creek.
So
Not little
that
creek, but
that little creek leads to Tinker's Creek, which is one of the more notable ones. And if you actually get to the mouth of that little channel that we were on, there's all kinds of fossils, crystals. Like it's good, like mineral and fossil hunting area.
Nice.
So if
Okay.
you're down, like I've been up there enough times that like I've stacked rocks, I've gathered things, it's like my favorite area. That's my favorite
I'm
area
down to
of
go
Ohio.
out there anytime
And
you're
it's
ever
not
down.
people-y. Like the area we're talking about, it's very close to a trail, but it's actually like a creek that's near some hiking paths and cycle paths. So like occasionally I'll run into somebody else. Like one time there was this little old lady down there looking for fossils. She's like, better watch out for the koi wolves. And I was like, koi wolves? And she's like, yeah, koi wolves. They're making their way down out of Canada. So I start doing homework. Sure enough, a koi wolf is a real thing. It's a hybrid coyote wolf. And, I had my dog with me. So she's like, watch out for her. I was like, well, she hooked me to some good information. And like
Koi wolf.
2 other times I've seen photographers down there. But other than that, nobody's ever down there. Like it's one of those just little
That's
hidden
awesome.
gems.
I'd love to see a
that-
little koi wolf, but maybe not
Little
like
koi
a
wolf?
maybe not like a pack of koi wolves.
I don't want to see it. I don't think I want. I'm cool looking at photos of them. They're big. Like we've seen.
No, really,
we've
you don't-
seen
you
big
don't wanna
wolves,
be in the-
But
you
koi
don't-
wolves are even bigger.
In the wild, you really don't want to be in the presence of any sort of creature like that. You
Dude,
really don't. Like
I've seen some
even,
pretty
like-
wicked bears up live and close in the wild before.
doesn't
I've
matter
never
how
seen a
far
bear
they
in
are
the
away.
wild.
If they're in your vision, it's scary.
I was walking my dog and there was like literally a bear maybe like 35 feet away. And I
Ooh.
didn't even realize.
Where were
until-
you?
In where was I? In West Virginia?
Okay.
West Virginia? Somewhere that wasn't here.
Nice.
I seem like whenever I'm with my
How
dog,
far
I'm
away was it
arrogantly
from
like,
you?
oh, they'll smell my dog. My
wanna
dog
know
will scare
more.
them off.
Yeah, it was like 35 feet away. I didn't even realize. And then I heard this noise and I looked over and then it's just this massive black bear. I was like, oh my God.
I'm just gonna keep minding my own
Damn.
business.
I grabbed my dog and I
You
picked
do
him up and I
you.
ran.
So I was in I was in Las Vegas with Emily a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago. I think that was over Christmas. We went to what was it? The Hoover Dam. We didn't actually go to the Hoover Dam. We were gonna go into there, but it was just so packed. We ended up just Lake Mead. We were just hanging out around Lake Mead. Can you give me some? Thank you. And so, all right, so we're walking through like this fucking dope like canyon valley thing that leads all the way to like the Lake Mead. And so going through that, it's where all the water runoff comes through and just like over, thousands and thousands of years just created
Right.
this huge crevice. And it's like the only one around. So when you're in it though, it just significantly like gets taller and taller to where you feel like you're like a little bit more trapped. Like when you're going through, because like, oh shit, okay, the only way out is there or there, forward, back. I'm not climbing up these sides now.
Yeah, no shit.
But so as we go through, we start to see these like little holes in the side of the canyon and stuff. They start to look like they're kind of like dug out, rounded out and things. And there's also, some of them are just like geological holes, whatever, like little like cap openings into it.
Yeah.
And we start seeing a lot of like rabbit poop and like little poop and stuff. And I'm like, oh, all right, well, looks like there's like animals that come down there and like made me just start thinking. My train of thought started going and I'm like, all right, well, if there's little animals, there's probably bigger animals that want to eat them. This is the desert, so there's not animals everywhere. So where dens are and stuff, you might think that other ones are going to be.
Yeah.
And so as we keep walking, we're starting to get a little bit nervous because we're like, all right, what else are we going to see? Then we start seeing bigger poops, like fucking big poops.
Yeah.
And they look like fucking big cat poops. And then it just clicked in our head that there's no better spot in the desert than a lake in this canyon and where small prey are for there to be a mountain lion or something like that.
Mm.
And I don't know if they're in that area or not. But honestly, we were scared enough to just get right out of there. And like, it just, no matter what, my brain, like just the thought of it being there was kind of creepy, and thinking like, holy shit, is this a den? Like, are we right next to a den right now? Is there a mountain lion going to be anywhere near us right now? And if you even see them, if they decide to like run at you, you're not going to run away from them. Like, there was nowhere for us to go. It was completely wide open. It's the desert.
Especially if they had like some youngins, you know what I mean? And you're like on their turf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're going to be instant, like,
nope, get me out of there.
Yeah, they're going to be instant upset that you're even coming near their coast.
It's your playground, homie. This is your playground. I'm just strolling through.
It's crazy.
Mind my own business.
Crazy though how we can imagine how we'd feel in a situation, and then when you're like, oh yeah, it'd be really cool to see like a bobcat or a mountain lion or something like that, or a wolf in the wild. Like, I'd love to see that, but it's like, it doesn't matter how far they are away. If they're anywhere around the horizon line of where you are, that's pretty scary, because most of them are going to be able to outrun you. And if they decided to come at, most of them aren't going to want to, but at the same time, if they got babies or something like that.
Yeah. I feel the same way about tornadoes. I'm like, I've always wanted to just like be like a storm chaser and like see these like tornadoes like up close and just super
but for one to catch you off guard.
But to like, to actually like be there, like I would be so
somewhere
terrified.
else.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Nope.
No.
Where else? I had another experience that was like that. Oh yeah, I didn't actually see it. So those were just kind of like, I was just afraid. We didn't actually see the scary animal. There was another time where we didn't see the scary animal, but we were in Washington, me and my buddy Brian, and we're out just looking for cool rocks, and like this big at the bottom of a mountain where all the water comes down the mountain, like the glacial runoff and stuff, but it was really dried up. And so you can see there's just like little creeks and stuff, and there was little flecks of pyrite everywhere. So it looked like there was like little flecks of gold, and we're all super stoned. We're like, did we just find a bunch of gold in this fucking river? Like little gold flecks everywhere.
No, probably not.
No, it is pyrite, but maybe it's gold. But I doubt it is, because it'd be mine to fucking high heaven if that was gold. There was so much of it everywhere. But we were looking for bigger pieces, and we were just getting all high and stuff, looking for crystals, until it clicked that, I don't know, I just got this like National Geographic vision of being like, this is like the perfers and stuff, like little areas. It was probably a good like 100-meter area that all this water comes from like one side to the next, or like 100 feet or more, like probably a little bit more than that. So it was really wide. So some areas had like bigger creek areas, and like some had little smaller streams all in the same area, but it just looked like the perfect area where you would see a grizzly or something. Just absolutely picturesque. And then we both started being like, oh my God, are there bears out here? And like,
so you got yourself psyched out with no evidence.
No evidence. We just totally psyched ourselves out. And we probably spent an hour just like totally, because we were so far away from where our car was and stuff. And the fear didn't click until we were just super deep in it. We were super far out. And then we're like, if we do see something, there's nowhere we could go.
I would love to backpack through like a rainforest or like a jungle or something.
Irrational fear. I mean, it was rational, but it was just funny.
Where are your favorite places you've hiked through?
I can't say I've really hiked through a lot of places, so it's hard for me to give any opinion outside of like Ohio.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yellowstone was really cool. I don't know if you guys ever been to Yellowstone.
I haven't been to Yellowstone yet.
Yeah, Yellowstone's really cool, and it's like
go.
super small town hippie vibes, like little shops and.
I feel like I want to go. When I go to Yellowstone, I want it to be soon. But I want to plan enough time to like really explore. I feel like a 2 or 3 day trip wouldn't be enough. I'd want to spend like 2 or 3 days in like each of the areas of the park, not just, a quick run through.
Right.
What all did you do when you were out there?
So I said Yellowstone. I meant Yellow Springs.
Oh, okay. Oh,
lame.
bummer.
Well, Yellow Springs is nice.
That's what I meant.
That's cool
Springs
though.
Is nice.
Yellow Springs is great. So
I was just gonna let you go on about Yellowstone. I was like, "Wait, I already said it." So
no, it's cool. It's cool. I thought you were gonna be like, that's the one place out of Ohio I've been to.
But we'll redeem it with anyone who comes to Ohio should definitely check out Yellow Springs.
Yellow Springs is great. You're right. It is just a chill little hippie community.
I thought it was going to be this little country town, or something like that. And like it is, but it's just like, It's definitely like a little hippie town in
Mhm.
the middle of a place you would not expect it.
Right.
And it's awesome. Dave Chappelle lives there. I think there's like some other famous people, a couple other famous people that might
Yeah,
live there.
it's one of those little communities that has a lot more to offer.
They got the
than
best
you would
Indian
imagine.
place in the world, dude.
Dude, I love Indian food.
Did you ever go to the Indian place that was, it's not an actual place. It's literally like an Indian food stand.
Yeah.
But it's that dude.
Yeah.
Did you meet that dude?
Oh yeah.
Dude, that guy's a fucking trip. Dude, we sat there talking to him for like a half hour. He's the funniest guy. He took like 3 or 4 phone calls. Everyone was ordering tiki masala. And he's like, we don't do that, in there, or no, chicken masala or like chicken curry or something like that. And
Yeah.
he's like, we don't eat, you guys actually want real food. Like you don't get chicken or like real Indian food.
Yeah.
Don't get like chicken and stuff. We're vegetarian. So like
Right.
in India, you're never going to get like
Paneer.
chicken curry. You're not going to
Mhm.
get like beef or anything like that. And I don't know. He talked us into like some really good meals,
The
and that
little
was great.
cheese cubes.
But as we were sitting there, he just kept taking these calls and people kept asking for that. And then he would just start like laughing and be like, this guy and stuff. But I swear to God, this guy was like a comedian though. He was like just making it so funny and such an experience and just putting on like a show basically. But it's just that old Indian dude.
yeah.
He's probably
meet him.
50 or 60.
Need to go meet
I
him.
wonder if it's the same like Indian place that I'm thinking of, and it's just like a little
It's like a little stand
Yeah,
next
it's
to
a
like the
little
ice cream
stand.
place or something right next door.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been there. I've been there for sure.
Yeah, I don't know how he talks to everybody, but that experience was wonderful.
Really spicy.
That was really
Whatever I
wonderful.
got was really spicy.
I got this weird like little dish, and it was just like a edible like cone thing. I don't know what it had. Like potatoes in it. Had all sorts of different sauces.
He
and
just
sour
said, "Here,
cream
eat
and
this,"
shit.
and you said, "All right."
Yeah, I was like, "Give me the thing you think I should eat the most."
Here, what should I put in my mouth? And
Yeah.
he said,
I mean, I was with Emily too, and what was he saying? He was like, "Once you eat this, he's like, you guys will never have any problems ever again. Like this will solve all the problems you will ever have. It's this meal right here."
I
Just
need to
one
go.
meal.
And he's just like this old guy, hardly
hardly
speaks English and just like laughing and smiling, just like the biggest smile the entire time.
"So
Like giving us this whole spiel about everything.
go to Yellow Springs, get some Indian food.
Get the Indian food there.
Get the
Just
Indian
eat
cone.
whatever he
Tell him
serves
Jordan
you.
sent you. Jordan and Brandon.
and
Eat
you'll
whatever
s-
he serves.
and your problems will be
you'll-
solved.
You'll love it."
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna have any relationship problems now. I haven't had any since.
Easy, easy, nice.
Yeah, me and Emily kind of use that as our baseline. I'm like, yeah, we're super thankful. Thanks, Indian dude.
Golden.
We got the blessings.
Nice, nice. What are some other things to do in Yellow Springs? Trying to think of the name of the park. I think it's at the Helen Glen State Park. Does that sound right?
I have no clue.
I haven't done
Great camping.
a ton there
was
yet.
some great camping there. So that's probably the one and only time I almost got lost hiking. I had a group of people with me, and like nobody was paying attention to where we were going or what we were doing. And then by the time we were deep into the woods, I realized I was accidentally in charge. I
was
also
accidentally in charge.
was not paying much attention. So we're hiking back, and things are looking familiar. All of a sudden, they're not familiar anymore. And I'm like, no, I know it's over that hill over there. Like, that's the one. So we come up like several hundred yards past the trail that we came in, but it was the right hill and we were headed in the right direction, but it was not the same path.
Yeah, that
So-
can happen real quick.
Yeah. And you know, luckily,
I got lost to Hocking Hills a couple times.
luckily, I do keep like just a little LED flashlight in my backpack. It's like I keep it. I've kept it on me since I rode my bike around town, just in case you're out after dark. Just so you got.
My buddy actually got lost
Yeah,
at Hawking
never-
Hills, and they had to
never
call the
forget-
ranger.
Never
Really?
forget that the woods are 100% entirely pitch black at
It
night.
gets dark quick.
We
Like,
tend to
the
forget
sky
that because
will
we're
still
never
be
in the woods
white.
at night
Right.
until
Yeah.
you're in the woods at night
The
and it starts
sky will
getting
still
dusk
be
and you're
white
like, oh
at
man.
dusk, but the woods are black. Like you can look up and see white in the sky, but the everything around you, your eyes are still adjusting.
And your reference points completely disappear too. And that's the hardest thing is
Yeah, when it's
I've
like,
had-
oh yeah, I'll remember that 4-foot boulder covered with moss that has this 3-foot sapling on it. That's how I'll find my way back. And then it's dark. You don't see any sapling. You don't even see a boulder. You
Right.
barely see 2 feet in front of you. How are you going to find your way back when everything further than 2 feet away from you is pitch black?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a little tiny LED flashlight that makes a 4-foot circle in front of me. That's helpful. Out of the 380 degrees around me, I can see about 6 degrees total. Perfect.
Mhm.
Great navigating.
Have you ever had any really bad experiences getting lost?
No. Fortunately, I feel like
Or not really bad, but at least like gotten a time you've gotten lost.
okay, so I wasn't lost, but I did get in quicksand one time.
What?
That was scary.
What?
That's
where
terrifying.
the fuck? I didn't know that was real.
Gravel pits
That's terrifying.
next to a river. So it was just like sand and gravelly, and I'm walking out, and like I think I'm just like walking in mud. And like before I know it, I realize I'm up to my knees and I can't move anymore. And like as I'm like trying to pull like each foot out, I realize I'm up to my hips.
It was mud.
I'm like
quick mud, basically.
Yeah. It was like there were these huge like hills around me that created like a bowl where like they had excavated out gravel and things like that in the past. This is an area that was like a gravel pits in the 40s or 50s. It's not used anymore. It's all overgrown and it's like hunting grounds and public land. But anyways, there like all of the like ponds and stuff in the area that are like fed by the river, it had flooded recently. So everything was just kind of saturated and soppy and muddy. And I didn't realize like what I had walked down into. And it was like for real, like before I knew it, I was up to my hips and like just sinking. And it was like, okay, slow down, Fawn. And I just like laid back, just like what you do, like if you fall through ice, like just lay back, spread your weight out. And like, I just totally like played dead for a moment and like collected my thoughts. And I was like, hold on. And like, as I calmed down, the ground started getting more firm under me. Cause you know how it works. Like as you agitate wet dirt, it becomes more liquid. So like the more I struggled, the more liquid it became. So like, as I just like calmed down and started breathing more slowly, it slowly like firmed up under me. And I could just kind of like scoot out just a little at a time and then wait a moment and scoot out a little at a time and wait a moment.
Oh my God.
And then I finally get back to my homies and they're like, where you been? I was like, I just about got sucked into quicksand. And they like laughed. I was like, nah, for real. Don't go over there. Like I just about got sucked into quicksand. So that was that's probably the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. And like I had people around, but not like close enough that like I don't think they could have heard me because we were all just like doing our own thing, exploring. Like it was an area we knew well, so we had our tent and we were all just screwing off, doing whatever. Yeah, but that was scary.
Damn, that's wild.
And that was in Michigan. That was in Ionia.
Yeah, I guess I've had like quick mud type experiences. I grew up on this Lake Bostwick Lake in Rockford, Michigan, and there like I never got caught in a situation where I got like scared and absolutely couldn't get out, but I always seen the potential for it. But right next to my dock in my neighbor's yard, in their dock area, like everyone's got their little section, and so their area was just like super mucky.
Plants
super mucky. It was really planty, but there were areas where it wasn't really planty. It was just like thick, not thick, but like thin and thick mud.
The silt, like the
just
silty black,
but like and maybe some clay or something in there. So like just suction. So as soon as your feet go into it, it sucks it down, and then you could go down past your head. It would it never stopped. You could just keep going down past it. And my my cousin, she was next door, or she was over there playing one time. And she got like sucked into it and she was like drowning until someone noticed her. She was almost drowning. She was like almost to her head and she couldn't get out and she was screaming and stuff until like a neighbor seen her. And I wasn't there. I was young and shit. And I didn't know what happened until I heard about it.
That's crazy. I took a running leap off of a dock one time.
Be careful when you're in the water walking around with that shit.
Yeah, I took a running leap off of a dock one time, and we were all like just jumping out as far as we could. And one side of the dock was totally clear, but the other side was just like filled with lily pads and like water ferns and just like plant life, like a healthy lake, Anyways, I run and I jump out as far as I can, but I went a little to the left this time and I got tangled in plants that were down below. And I'm not even going to say this was a close call. It was not a close call, but I did have like a little bit of an anxiety freak out when like my ankles and stuff were a little bit tangled and I'm underwater and it's like, oh, top's right there. I can see it. But like, I'm just having that moment of anxiety. And then I get back up to the top. It's like, don't jump over there. Whew.
Yeah.
But like, was not a close call, was just a moment of anxiety. So now it's like it's like I'm aware of plant activity and plant life underwater and not getting tangled in it.
All right, speaking of underwater, but kind of like back to the scary animal subject, would you like rather like
Oh, we're doing
encounter-
some would you rather. Okay.
Would you rather
I'm game.
like encounter a shark like in real life, like while you're in the water, like just to say you're like scuba diving? Would you like rather encounter like a wild shark, or would you rather like encounter like a bear in the wild?
Both would be incredibly intimidating, and in both situations, I would try to mind my own business.
Hey, oh, there we go. My mic went out for a second. That was weird, but fuck. I
We're-
think
we're
I would.
ordering
I
some new
think
cords
if
today.
I was underwater with a shark, would be much. Oh man, both of those are the fucking worst, because one slash of a bear like that, it takes just the weight of their hand would annihilate you and their nails. But a shark being in like an alien environment like that, like like you're in their territory, you can't even breathe
yeah, we're
underwater.
marshmallows. to
So
them.
like you would drown, like you would be in pain and pain and pain, and then you would drown. So that like that minute, you would probably instantly inhale water and drown so fast, because like if they were like eating you underwater,
So
it
you're
would
telling me
probably-
if a shark
you'd
was
be done
charging
pretty
you,
quick. You'd
you
probably
would not be thinking like crystal clear and be like, all right, here's what I need to do. I need to punch this shark square in the nose as hard as I can to stun it.
I'm dropping the
You wouldn't
elbows
think
on it.
that.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, self-defense. I'm not gonna sit there and let a fucking shark eat me. There's no goddamn way. Like I'm gonna, first off, I'm gonna water punch that fucking thing in the nose.
I
It's gonna
don't
be
know
like
if that's
it's gonna
true,
be
but
dreaming.
that's
You're gonna
what
be
I
like,
hear.
I'm about to hit him
Yeah.
with the Captain Insano. He shows no mercy. And just
yeah, right. Finger in the gills.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
grab their bottom jaw. That's what I do with my cat. He can't bite when I grab it.
Do you
Oh,
think
I-
that'd work with
I-
those razor sharp?
doubt-
No,
I
you would
doubt I'm
destroy
doing
your
that.
fingers and your tendons would be annihilated immediately.
Annihilated immediately.
Yeah, I'm not
Immediate
grabbing the bottom jaw of
annihilation.
no shark.
No, a shark is just designed to bite you. If they want to eat you and kill you, they're just gonna like rip you apart instantly, so fast. There's nothing you can do if they decided to eat you like that. But in reality, that never happens. Never happens.
I
Every
feel like-
great once in a while.
I am much more afraid of lightning than I am a bear attack or a shark attack. And that's a weird thing. Like I have a legit phobia of lightning. I'm okay if I'm in a vehicle. I'm okay if I'm in a house. I'm cool. But like I am just unsettled. Even if it's just heat lightning, it's like I gotta get inside. I gotta get out of here. I gotta do something. I can't be here.
And I feel like your odds of getting struck by lightning are probably way less than like being eaten
I
by a
lived on
bear.
a-
Even if there's not a bear near you.
I lived in
Like-
fear of getting struck by lightning for
True.
so long. I lived on a lake and I spent so much time on my pontoon boat. And I spent so much time being like on a metal object in the middle of a flat area during storms and stuff like that. That was a legit fear for a
To be
long
fair,
time.
I've never known anybody who was personally I've personally never known anybody who was attacked by a bear. I've personally never known anybody who was attacked by a shark, but I do know people who have been struck by lightning.
Wow.
So that is real to me. And that's like, see, universe was right. Universe said, get out of there. Go inside.
If I got
go
struck
do
by
something.
lightning and I lived, I would, unless I'm like got some severe disabilities, I feel like you'd have some superpowers after that. Like even just mentally, you know.
I don't know. Maybe it's all the powder jokes when I was a kid. At the end of that
I haven't seen
movie,
that movie in a long time.
at the end of that movie, he gets struck by lightning and disappears. Like,
Oh
maybe
my
it's
God,
all-
yeah, right.
Maybe it's all the powder jokes growing up. I've always been afraid of like electricity too, like an abnormal like fear / respect for electricity. But like maybe it's all the powder jokes. Maybe it's the like poof into thin air. I don't want that to happen to me. I got things to do. I got
What
an
a way to-
agenda. I got
what a way to
stuff to
go
check
out.
off my list.
How intense would that be?
It's the powder jokes. It traumatized me. It made me more afraid of lightning. Maybe that's why I'm getting covered in tattoos. Maybe it's all the jokes about being super pale as I was growing up as a kid. I was always like the whitest on the track team.
Right.
It's
Let's
like,
just
fine,
make
I'll wear the
yourself
most
less
obnoxious
noticeable to God,
leggings.
Fawn.
Hmm.
You ever thought about that?
Hmm.
Maybe you're gonna get struck by lightning because God can pick you out more
Hmm.
up the crowd.
I don't know. I don't want to be struck by lightning though. It's really kind of unrational. Like I'm not afraid of spiders, like maybe grossed out sometimes by bugs and spiders, but not afraid. But like a lightning storm that I can see miles away, it's a little unsettling. I mean,
You know what my biggest fear was growing up? My biggest fear, but before I was like 13, was of tornadoes. I was like deathly afraid of tornadoes.
I'm not afraid
I
of
wasn't
tornadoes
afraid
at
of
all.
thunderstorms, but when I heard
could be a storm
thunderstorms when I
chaser.
was really young, for some reason, it just reminded me of tornadoes. It was like this irrational fear.
So
that I
yeah,
had.
I could totally be a storm chaser.
Like,
If I was
think
in
a
the vehicle,
tornado
I'm
killed
fine.
me. I think a tornado killed me in a life.
I think I could have been struck by
I've had
lightning
so
in another
many
life.
like weird tornado dreams.
I've always just wanted to see a tornado, like a storm chaser's point of view, like just like literally like 100 yards away. But I don't have the balls for that.
That would be so crazy, man.
If I was deliberately
they got a
chasing
life of their
storm,
own.
for
It's so
sure.
crazy how they just like do everything that they do. They just come down, touch the ground, from the clouds to the ground, but then just kind of like picky and choosy about where they decide to go. Like,
Could you imagine if
not
I
that
was
they're
storm
really
chasing
alive, but there's almost like a
in a
life to
smart
it.
car?
What?
Could you imagine if I was storm chasing in a smart car?
No.
It'd be excellent. It'd be like a little ping pong ball. That thing's like a little enclosed
That sounds
cage with a
awful.
strap
You
in.
know,
Throw a
I
helmet
used
on.
to the lake I used to live on. I'd go on it when I was like either really early in the morning or at night. I'd be fishing or just chilling on it. All the fog, like certain temperatures, sometimes like there'd be a ton of fog that would come off the lake, and sometimes it'd be like a foot. Sometimes it would literally encompass like the entire like boat and stuff, or be in like certain areas and stuff. So you'd come out of it and go back into it, and be like 10 feet. So your entire boat would go inside of it and be all white. Sometimes just look like you're in like a
Old gray.
another universe or something like that. But what I would see would be
How
like
eerie.
15-foot
How eerie.
15-foot like tornadoes
The
of fog and
whirlwinds.
shit like that. You'd have like you'd have like tornadoes that were like this big just go across the lake, or you'd have like
That's
10,
actually really cool.
10-foot ones that would just like wisp across the water
Mhm.
that were just made by like warm and cool temperatures on top of the water just hitting each other.
Right. That's really cool.
Oh, it was so cool. It was so eerie. Because I would be out there,
It would
and
just
like
feel
that was more.
another
I wasn't. I'm
universe,
not. I
another
wasn't always
realm.
on there on acid and stuff like that. But that was more my psychedelic days. So I was definitely just thinking a lot more creatively and just more off the wall. And I would just be like, oh my god, like I would imagine that there would be like ghosts or something. Like I wouldn't see them or think that they were really there, but it would just be so eerie that like it'd be like, this is creepy. And if I was gonna see a ghost, this is where I would see them, and they would like form out of the
Isn't it
stuff.
crazy
And like
how,
your eyes just like make images and stuff when you're just sitting there looking. You look at a cloud and you start to see things. You know what I mean? When you're looking at fog like that, your eyes start to see things and play with you.
Right.
And like I was never scared of anything, and like make that real. It was just like oh man, it's eerie. It's cool.
Isn't it crazy how like experiences like that affect your imagination and it change how like your mind's eye works?
Yeah,
If
I'm
it
so
wasn't for
thankful for it.
experiencing weird foggy instances like that, would you daydream about
like-
like your make-believe realms?
And
the
I'm
same
already
way?
just gonna say, I don't care what anyone thinks. That was back in the days when I was seeing a lot of UFOs too. And I was seeing them on my boat. I was seeing them in the
Here we
sky.
go.
Same
right.
lake.
I'm
as
not
the
going to go
UFO
in. We're not
stories.
going deep into that right now. But like, so just like my frame of mind at the time was just like to think more like paranormal about things too. So it's just made it extra eerie out of that like extra layer back then of like, ooh, what am I going to see out here? Never seen anything in the fog though. No real things. Just up in the sky.
Just old Greg.
Seen some lights in the water. Sorry, this is going to go deeper. I go
Orbs.
this way.
We've talked about the orbs a lot.
I've seen the orbs in the water
We've
two
seen the
different
orbs
times.
a lot.
Once when I was like 13 or 14, had no idea what I seen. I just seen some lights in the water deep, and I was young. It was nighttime. Never really thought that much more of it. And then seen it again when I was probably like 18, 19.
Very interesting.
Mhm.
Weird, eerie water scenery.
Yep.
Other realms, other worlds.
I don't think too much about those ones. I have no idea what those things were.
Other worlds.
Unsolved
other
mysteries.
worlds.
Or the government.
Or the government.
I don't know.
we
definitely
go
a
from
little-
aliens
I don't think
to
it's
the government.
I don't think it's the government, but like what else?
Like it's Illuminati for sure.
The Illuminati, they're driving around in fucking anti-gravity craft in the sky and shit.
Messing with Jordan.
Yeah.
Messing with Jordan of all people to mess with. They're spending their time
Messing
and
with
energy and resources
messing with
Jordan.
everyone. They were messing with me. I just was witness. I think they're all over the place, messing with a lot of things.
So I've been thinking we have this opportunity and there's something I think we should talk about. I think we should actually have a whole episode on this. I'm going to go back to serious stuff. I'm going back to tattoo talk, guys.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Go back to tattoo
Oh,
talk.
Go back to whatever.
Can we go back to tattoo
man.
talk for a little bit?
I'm gonna talk about tattoos.
So I know
shit,
it's
man.
it's really
I have to
cold this
tattoo all
week.
day, Fawn.
It was really cold this
Just kidding.
week, and today it's still kind of chilly, but it's generally getting warmer. Do you guys agree?
I agree 100%.
It's
Yes.
a proper observation.
So what happens when it gets warmer? People go outside and start tanning and getting
Okay.
sunburnt. And
Yeah.
So
do you use sunblock? Are you a sunblock
for the most
user?
part, no.
No, you don't protect your tattoos.
So you're just gonna let your tattoo go to shit?
Just gonna let your
I'm
tatties
just kidding.
fade away.
I'm just kidding.
I use it occasionally. I don't typically use it unless I know I'm going to be like out like swimming for hours, and even then, a lot of times I don't use it now.
You probably tan really nicely though, huh?
I'm really
you
bad.
tan.
I'm really bad.
Yeah,
about using
my
it.
my great grandfather was 100% Apache Indian, and my great grandmother was 100% Mexican.
Oh, so you're protected from the sun from within.
I mean, basically, it's in my blood.
basically.
Yeah, no, I believe that. I believe that.
That's
I
why
really don't wear sunscreen much unless I'm in the desert or something. If I know I'm gonna be like high elevation or solid like sun all day.
I just had a photo day, and that was like a customer appreciation day, and some of my clients from like some of them I've been working on for years, but a good amount of my clients showed up, and I had a chance to photograph work that I finished a few to several years ago, and it's really nice to see how things hold up. But there was a distinct difference. I've got one client, and she is a habitual tanner. She just loves the sun. She works hard so she can go on vacations, and when she goes on vacation, she is sitting out in the sun all the time. So she has a lot of color work from me, and like to see her work next to like a client who was there at the same time, who got his work done about the same time she got most of her color work, to see the difference in their tattoos. Like his sleeve, it's that I've shared it before on Instagram, but it's this orange octopus with like a bright blue ocean scene with light rays behind it and some coral reef that's super detailed.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's been several years since I've worked on it, but like to look at it, it looks like I did it last year. It doesn't look like it's aged for 4, 5, or 6 years. It looks like I just finished it last summer. But to see hers that was done by me, by the same artist, using the same inks, using the same machines, using the same techniques, to see how different her work has been like aging. Like the yellows, the pinks, the oranges, they're all gone. Like the yellows are there, but they're just different. Like everything's just balanced so differently because she's sunbaking all of her colors away. So
I guess when I don't decide to put sunscreen on, I never gave it thought that I'm losing maybe some of the integrity in my tattoos, some of those bright colors. But at the same time, I've also had this for like,
that's kind of on the inner arm too.
this is like, I mean, I don't have anything that's like really like, like I said, I have the chest and I have the rib piece here. But this is all brand new. I haven't had any of this in any form of sun. I got it all started in January, and this it's only seen one summer. So definitely gonna give that more thought now that you just mentioned that I maybe need to just start putting sunscreen on.
It's
I think
protecting your investment and the time spent. Like so for my client,
just like having a lotion with sunscreen is always just good to have in general, or something with low SPF for daily use. I don't think it's super the most important to do it every day, but it's always going to help. I think knowing when you're going to be in the sun is going to be like the most important. But
I always
really
keep
think
a can of sunblock in my vehicle all the time.
I really do side with Fawn, where I think like it's good to just always have like a lotion that has sunblock. If you're a tattooed person, just low SPF. You don't got to be loading yourself up with SPF 50 all day every single day, but like something low that's just in a lotion to put on all the time. I think with all that being, I don't really do that much, and I think with all that being said, it's something that I should start doing as my own collection grows.
Right.
Yeah. So you've never heard the sunblock to protect your tattoos before?
I mean, I have the, what is it? Tattoo Goo, the company Tattoo Goo. I have their SPF lotion or whatever.
Okay.
I just never really like put that much thought into it, I guess. I mean, I knew it was like kind of like a thing, but I guess after your story, I didn't really realize that it played that much of a difference.
I didn't realize how much of a difference, how quickly it is. Like it was like night and day, and like literally they were both right in front of me at the same time. So it wasn't even like, I can't blame it on the photography. I can't blame, like it's literally like they were next to me and they were talking to each other. But like the client that I'm talking about, her name's Bobby Joe, and all along her whole collection, like the whole time I've known her, it's like, we're going to have to go through and redo all of these pinks, and I'm going to have to go through and resharpen all of this up along the way. And she's like, yeah, I'm down. But she's going for full coverage. And like one day she's going to be head to toe tattoos, and then we'll just go through and start doing a second layer on everything. I think that's her plan and that's her goal. So like, I can't even like, say she's doing anything wrong. She understands that she's changing her tattoos by sunbaking the colors out of it. But it's just, it's just crazy to see the difference.
Night and day.
Yeah. Like his literally looks like it could have been done 6 months or 1 year ago. Like it looks just like when I finished it.
Nice.
And hers,
That's really cool.
it's just
How
a
was that?
distinguishable difference.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I just, what I need to do is I need to get these pictures organized and I could show them to you. Or maybe after I finish rolling this blizzard, I will bounce them to you because I've got some pictures on my cell phone.
How did your photo day go?
Good. I think I had 11 people show up. So I didn't know how much to promote it. I didn't want to overdo it. I think I only posted about it 3 times, but like 11 people, 11 collectors plus their partners is a pretty good turnout.
That's a lot of people to come through and get photos with, and different
Yeah.
people to shuffle through. That's a whole party.
Yep. So Emily,
I think that's a pretty cool thing to, thing to talk about and explain. Because I don't think a lot of artists do that. I've never really done that. Had a photo day where.
Well, I've got some
people
book
come in.
ideas that I've been kicking around for a while, and honestly, like I feel like the book ideas are kind of what spawned the ideas that led to you and I talking to what started the podcast. But like my original book idea that I've been kicking around forever is a book that like, so let's say as a collector, you want to know how to be a better collector. There's not a lot of books out there designed for, or magazines designed specifically for the collectors. I mean, some of the magazines are, but a lot of them you're going to read about shops. You're going to read about artists. You're not going to read about collectors and their stories and where they come from and why they chose to get fully covered or why they chose to get this sleeve or that sleeve. You're not necessarily going to hear those stories. I mean, we've got reality TV for that, but that's pretty scripted most of the time.
Yeah.
So my book idea was to actually write a book that was like a coffee table book, but as you flip through it, it would be like, here's the client, here's what they look like, here they are casually, and then here are all of their tattoos close up, and then here's a little blurb about their life and where they're coming from and why they're getting the things that they're getting and what they plan to get next, and like just make it a project about the collector. Because if it wasn't for collectors, if it wasn't for my clients who trust me to do what I do on them, I wouldn't have a career. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like no matter how popular I get, no matter how long of a waiting list I have, I don't have that without the collectors patiently waiting their turn and then sitting for the grueling hours with me. Like I have long sessions. Like I usually start at 2 every day, so usually I'm actually tattooing by like 3 or 3:30, but I'm at the shop till after midnight most nights that I work.
Yeah.
So
you've been working really, really late.
Like it's a lot to ask of clients to collect from me when I work the way that I do, but we end up with such beautiful things so quickly, like in the grand scheme of things. But there's not a lot to really recognize clients for doing what they do for us. Like it's a lot to sacrifice an entire limb. It's a lot to sacrifice, an entire mortgage payment. It's a lot to sacrifice the time. It's a lot to sacrifice the pain. And then the healing afterwards. Like there's an incredible sacrifice made to collect a tattoo. I've sat through it. You've sat through it. Like how many times have you had to squeeze in extra tattoo appointments yourself just so you had enough to travel to whatever session you had coming up with whatever artist you wanted to learn from and collect from?
Yeah, every time.
There's not a lot to recognize that effort and that that passion that collectors have. Like as tattooers, we talk about our passion all the time because we're making the art, but there's not any other more passionate, more devoted art collector in the world than somebody that collects tattoos and travels to collect them. And you know what I mean? So my whole idea was to have like a coffee table book that is just showcasing my clients and their stories rather than me. You
That's
know?
awesome.
Like it, I mean,
think that's a great idea.
it would basically be a portfolio for me and my evolution as an artist, but it's going to be more about my clients who have built me into the artist that I am and the artist that I'm like striving to become. So, I mean, that's the whole idea about the Tattoo Collecting Podcast, is to talk to tattoo collectors. And, you know, we're all weirdos. Like, if you're a heavily tattooed person, you're bold enough to stand out in a crowd, first of all. So that's going to make us a little bit different to start off with. So, you know. So anyways, long story short,
It's really cool.
our photography
going
day and customer appreciation day was like our very first step in starting to collect good quality photos of my clients, good quality photos of their healed work. And, you know, we had a little questionnaire for them to fill out so that, like, you know, we can elaborate a little bit more on their stories. But yeah, down the road, hopefully there'll be a book coming. But on the flip side, I didn't even think about this when I was planning it, but I have so much good material to talk about on the show now. Like, and it'll be honest and it'll be my work. So I can talk about things that I did that were successful and weren't successful and things that like my collectors could have done differently, or ways that I could have educated my collectors better. Or, you know, there's just a lot of like real life. This is my tattoo. This is the photo I took the day I did it. And this is what it looks like 8 years later.
Yeah.
Like, and we can talk about those things, and we can talk about the things that I like about how my work settles and heals in. And we could talk about things that, like, you know, maybe aren't as successful and haven't stood the test of time, you know? So
have
it'll
the whole conversations there.
Yeah, just so many cool things to talk about. But
That's
let me
awesome.
finish rolling this thing, and I'm going to bounce you some photos so we can talk about the two pieces that I was talking about, the where you can see the oranges and the colors.
And you got that up. Throw them up on the Instagram. We'll do a nice little screen sharing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Screen share tattoos.
And while you're doing a screen share, I'm going to get slick, and I'm going to take our 4K camera down, and we'll get a nice close-up shot that we can jump to of his arm.
Yeah.
Arms.
You guys
Oh
are,
yeah.
you guys are gonna like that.
I really want to show you guys this surreal sleeve that Adam did. It's kind of like Adam meets Salvador Dali. It looks like one of Adam's paintings more than one of Adam's tattoos.
Yeah. 100%. Kind
Oh,
of just
dude.
has this, I don't know, they're full, just detailed collab of like images.
Oh, dude. I'm getting so stoked to tattoo today, man. I keep looking at your arm over there.
Isn't it
Dude,
nice to
That
sit down and talk to your
Mandela's gonna
client
do
like
some
this
shit you didn't
before
even
we
know it
work?
was gonna do.
Right.
Oh, dude.
I'm
I
excited,
can just
man.
see it. I can just see it. And the pattern, I'm already thinking of the patterns that I have. I want to see your patterns too. And we'll think of some cool stuff to
Like I
fill that
feel like
in.
I say it like every time we're like together, and every time we're like talking about the tattoo, and I'm just like, I'm so excited.
Right.
I just like can't wait to see everything come together and the way it looks as like a whole.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be one of my favorite pieces for sure by the time it's done. So
I cracked it, Jordan.
I'm stoked.
I gotta
You
band-aid
cracked
it.
it.
Hold on.
It's all right. You
It's
got
gonna
some
work.
Band-Aids here.
It's okay.
Cracked it.
Hold on.
It's all right. You
It's
got
gonna
some
work.
Band-Aids here.
It's okay. Oh, there was already one. It's too much pressure.
It's all right.
It's too much pressure.
It's looking a little gray outside. I think it might rain.
Rainy day.
I
It's
just
all right.
need some sunshine in my life.
It's all right. We're about to go step into the cave. Stepping into Red Tree.
The cave? You call it the cave?
It's not the cave. It's the sunlightless temple.
There is not a lot of it. Is a brick building.
But it is the
really
tattoo
kind of
temple.
a
It's
cave.
not. It's not a cave. But I feel like when I go into my room, I'm stepping into kind of a cave because it's just like a time warp. I have no idea what time it is. Could be 2 a.m. Could be 1 p.m.
You know whether it's before or after 5. That's about it. If it's
Mm-hmm.
after 5 p.m., the garage lights are off. If it is before 5 p.m.,
Yeah,
they
that's
are
my tell.
on.
Space-time jumper.
Okay, you can go ahead and fire that up.
Teleporting.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to borrow our other. I'm gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to pause this for just.
Unacceptable.
I know. It's gonna be okay.
You're not allowed to not talk. I'm sure everyone would be like, all right, finally, they're just like done talking for a second. Like, let me breathe.
You want me to send these to the Instagram? Is that the easiest way to pull them up?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Delayed response, but yes.
Sorry, that's how my brain works.
All right. We need this one and this one, I think are good. And then
You guys send it to mine or tattoo collecting?
tattoo collecting. All right, they're coming through. Jordan's going to get on the screen share and we'll show you exactly what we're talking about with the sunblock.
Oh, you got a sick Adam piece back here. I never even seen.
Singing birds. Nice, Jordan.
We need nature and bird sounds. Where'd you send it to?
Tattoo collecting? All right. I like the bird sound selection for the day. It's taken me like right to Costa Rica. I've never
I'm
been
actually
to Costa
going
Rica.
to Costa Rica in December.
Are you? I really want to go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go-
I'm really stoked.
Like to have this sound with some waterfalls behind it. I feel like
Mhm.
that'd be pretty nice.
Have your birds been going absolutely insane the past couple weeks over there?
Absolutely insane.
Yes. Yeah,
Dude,
they're little cheap
My birds,
cheeps.
dude, 4 a.m, dude, going nuts like a solid like.
You look so irritated about the little
Oh,
birds. Look at this irritation.
No, it's not irritation.
Look.
It's shock.
Look.
Shock and awe. I'm just like, oh my god, you guys are literally wiling out at like
Wiling
2
out.
in the morning.
Yeah. WYLL.
I'm screen sharing. They can't see my face. It's okay.
Oh,
they get
okay.
they get it with it. So
Yeah. So this is like a handful of
I'm
years old.
shocked.
It needs to be rotated, but anyways, so like you can see like those little tiny corals in there. You can see like that boat and those rays of light.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
everything's held up great. And then if you go to Bobby's tattoos, like I still love them. I'm still proud of them. There's some cover-ups in there that like are starting to show through a little bit, but it's the difference between like even those like light pinks and yellows down there in the coral. It's all there. And if you go, there's another picture of the outside of his arm that sees a little bit more sun, and it's still just as bright and saturated as when I did it.
I love the Kraken.
Thank you. He actually had like a tribal armband that's hidden in that black and gray like storm scene above it.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, I like that down there. It's not letting me zoom in, but that's pretty cool.
It's okay. Can you scroll up to the photos of Bobby? Is she on there too? Did they come through?
Oh yeah, there's all these.
See how those yellows and oranges, they're still as bright as can be. The blues are there, the greens are there, the deep burgundies, the yellows, it's all still there. You can see all the weird little textures. You can see the little details in the eyeball. Up in the black and gray area, you can see all like the stipply things that I did in the water. And then if we go up to Bobby's, like there's still like a ton of detail in her work, but yeah, there's still a ton of detail, but there's no pinks I guess there's still some yellow in there, but the oranges are gone, the peaches, the pinks.
Yeah,
Right.
That looks like sun fading.
Yeah. But like I said, this girl, she is a habitual tanner. And then there's a picture of her chest too. But like these were all super vibrant, equally as saturated as his arm. But you can tell like all the middle tones are just kind of disappearing on us. I mean, they're still vibrant. It still looks great. Oh, this is what I did. In the middle of my leg sleeve with Adam, I had a little cut and I was dissatisfied with the way the bandage camouflaged.
I love
So I
that.
had to
I love
That's
I had
actually-
to alter the bandage
That's
so
awesome.
that
What a great picture.
it blended in better. Oh, what else have I sent here? Oh, look, this is what I do in our spare time is I send this crazy stuff to the tattoo collecting
Oh
Instagram.
my God, they tattooed them higher than where her eyebrows grow in.
What do you think of that, Jordan?
Oh
The
my
double brow.
God.
I'm really enjoying this page too, by the way. It's a newer, I don't know who's running it, but it's failed.tat with 2 T's. Look at them. Look at that infected, horrible thing. Not that one. That's actually pretty rad.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I love that
That's a
one.
great idea.
I love
Whoever
that.
did that, love it. Go to the next one. Look at this. Boom.
Oh my God.
It's rare that you actually see something that's been infected to this degree.
That's a good one to look at.
There were
looks-
probably so many things that led to this tattoo looking like this.
Oh my God, that looks awful.
So what happened?
Ow.
What happened, Fawn?
It looks like
Explain
it
to the
looks
people,
like
'cause
they're
I'm sure
still
there's some
recovering
there's
from a
some tattoo
solid staph infection right now.
There's some solid tattoo collectors out there that this might have not some solid tattoo. There's been some people that this has happened to.
There's probably a lot. Like there could have been like the needle could have been hooked and just did too much damage. Could have been an allergic reaction to something. Like in reality, like
I think
it
it's
doesn't look like the best
everything's
artistry, so it
deep.
could have been
I think they
all of
just
the above.
destroyed it and then got infected. Everything that was done got infected, which just blew out the entire area. The skin just got destroyed in necrosis.
Necrosis.
Skin cells just started dying.
I mean,
I would be so upset.
I'm gonna.
Oh my God.
This could have
The- the-
happened in a
the
shop,
anxiety-
but most likely not.
The anxiety I would feel if that happened would just be insane.
Just put some Aquaphor on it.
I
and it's
mean,
fine.
it
It'll do
looks
the trick.
pretty decrepit. I mean, I like what maybe they're going for that. Maybe it's like a skull and it's decaying and
I don't
it
know,
literally
man.
looks like it's decaying.
But look,
like,
it
look at
even
that
like wraps
mouth.
around the arm. That's all just bad. What else is on this page? I
Oh,
haven't creeped
no.
on this page in a minute. It's a newer page, but I definitely have been loving it. That's a valiant effort.
No.
That's one of those po to be tattoos. Do you know what you know about the po to bees?
No.
It's po to be a lion.
Oh, it would be.
Po to be a lion. Oh, there's a
Dog
couple
tits?
there's a couple po to
You got
bees
paid
in
to
there.
do that.
What?
I want you to take a good solid look at the background of this photo. So this is clearly freshly done. And we are solidly looking at a kitchen counter. This is solid, maybe a trailer, I'm guessing, from the little seams there underneath the counter. It's been painted a couple times, questionably. So I'm going to say if the painting is questionable, the cleanliness is questionable. Also, beer cans, Bud Light and tattoos, Jordan.
How do Jamaicans say bacon? Beer can. Beer can.
Oh, there's Melissa.
That is Melissa.
That's Melissa. That's Melissa. The real Melissa. Who is this imposter?
Oh man, sometimes.
Angry.
That's another po to be.
Looking
That's another po to be.
angry.
New po to be a lion.
That only got a 5 head.
I like this Laura Croft up there.
What?
That Laura Croft, that one right there. This one's nice. Well, look at this. Oh, there's even a foam reveal. Ready, guys?
No.
He's so stoked to see it.
Boom.
Oh my
Almost.
God.
I mean, a lot of the things are in the right spot.
No,
She's
they're
got
not.
a
Look at her jaw.
A
She's
lot
got
of
a
the-
Samuel L.
Look at
Jackson
that jaw.
nose.
Look
But
at
a
that
lot of
crooked ass
things
jaw.
are in the
This
right
guy's
spot.
like, what the fuck?
A lot of things are in the right spot.
I think
okay.
I think he's about to. I think this guy's about to cover that up. There's no way. I think they're making.
I
this
hope
fake.
so. I really hope so. But like,
It doesn't look that fresh. I think he's about to cover it up.
I
maybe.
hope so. Very detailed face. These
Because like,
comments are
there's
great.
not a drop of like real fresh black in that. That just looks like all healed old shitty black. But still.
But look, they
That's-
got a few
I like
things
it. That's
in the
cool.
right spot. Like the nostrils might not be in the right spot. The lips might not be in the right spot. But like they got like maybe the collar in the right spot.
Stop it.
They got like
Stop
that hair.
it. Stop.
Now you're just reaching.
Don't rationalize
Let's focus
that
on
one.
the good things.
We know we need
Let's focus on the good
we
things.
need to focus on standards. We need to set the bar somewhere, Fawn, and that's far underneath the bar of standard.
I want to focus on the good things, though, guys. All right.
But that's why it has to be a
Alright.
joke. You
What
ca-
other things have I sent to the tattoo collecting Insta lately?
Born to fuck.
Nice, guys. Nice. I don't like I said, I don't know who's running this. Keep going, keep going. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, that's cool. Who did this? Diaz 13. I think this was just a random new artist that I wasn't hip to yet that I thought was worth sharing. Look at those little, like where those wires attach at the fingers. What a good idea.
It literally looks like they're going in there.
Yeah. Yep. I believe I followed this artist and just thought they were worth sharing. But like the warm, cool contrast. I love it. It's like robotic mech and disgusting at the same time. Oh, thanks.
Dude, if I drank that much coffee, I'd be like pooping my pants.
Not a tolerance. Tolerance.
That's all day,
I had some
man.
coffee before you got here already.
I had half a
Already
pot
got it
before
out.
I got here.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Maybe closer to a whole pot.
I drink a lot of coffee.
Is there anything else on that Instagram message there that's worth sharing on the screen? Oh, that's Ben's leg. That's the marker drawing for Ben.
Piece.
Yeah, that's coming along.
Love that. We talked about that. You'll have to listen to episode 32 if you want to hear more about that one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there it is, tattooed. Yep, that was after our first session. We've got quite a ways to go on this. We've gotten one more session in since these photos were taken. What else we got in here? Oh, this is some crazy stuff I wanted to share with Jordan. Look at this guy's whole collection.
Wow.
I didn't see this one.
Oh, you didn't see this?
No,
See, I try to hip you to the eye candy I see all the time. You see piece by piece, step by step, comes right to life. Crazy. I love it.
I love that. See, that's the kind of blackout I like. I don't like a big solid portion. I can accept it, but like I'd rather have it broken apart and really cool like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also another part of me that would want to shade that, make it look 3D and nasty. But I do love that simplicity of that. I think
When you
it's
see
gonna,
it
that's
with
gonna
his
stand.
chest on the other side,
That's gonna
though.
stand the test of time way better than like anything. That's gonna look great. So
Yep.
fucking solid forever, and you'll be able to see it from a mile away.
Solid forever. What else did we got on this page? Keep going the other way.
These birds are going nuts.
There we go. Pipe down, guys. Scroll back the other way. See what else we've shared. We're almost to the top. ADW. This is the proper removal of ADW. See the way she is stretching it away from the tattoo instead of peeling it up like a Band-Aid? You want to stretch it. That's the trick. Next time we have an ADW/bandage episode, this is a good video we'll have to share again. See, instead of peeling it, it's the magic. It doesn't hurt this way, and all the adhesive also comes off. This is probably one of my favorite color artists right now. I love his work.
Now, who did that one?
Ilya Fam.
Who?
Ilya
Ilya Faminya. Ilya Faminya.
His
Ilya
watermarks.
Faminya.
His watermarks just say Fam.
Sounds really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
ADW peel.
You think the ILY stands for I love you? Or is it Ilya?
I think it's Ilya.
I love
He
you,
is-
familia.
He is
Familia.
either German or Russian. I'm not 100% sure.
Looks looks Russian. I mean, that's not German.
You could click on his
It's
page.
definitely not German.
Let's jump down this rabbit hole. Click on his page. Let's look at his work.
Kazan, Republic of something.
When I see his work, I think goals. This is where my landscape scenes and stuff. I would love to be able to do the things that he does.
Wow, that rhino was pretty impressive.
I just everything he shares just blows me away.
Those eyes are amazing.
Yeah.
It looks like it looks like real eyeballs.
Yeah, it's both realistic and painterly.
I
I
love
like the way he plays with like
that bokeh in the background.
the focal points.
That blurred out the
Mhm.
green back there, how it gets a little sharper closer to her head back there where it's attached to her and then just fades off as it gets farther back. I love how just like paint strokey it is. Brush stroke. Paint stroke. A rhinoceri.
I like the way he considers his negative spaces as well. It all just seems so simple, but he considers
The use
so
of
much.
space, like the
Mhm.
idea of like, let's just make your entire forearm like half a rhino head, like an entire rhino head, as opposed to like, let's put a rhino head on your arm. It's like, let's make the entire arm the rhino head.
Yep.
Like that allows you to get all of that little detail. And that's where it just becomes like almost mech.
But then when you
Or
look
like
at his color work is just so equally mind blowing.
Super, super detailed.
That
Mhm.
texture, man. That texture. Just in there stippling away almost on it.
I love like Asian art in that there was like some samurai up there that looked really, or like those like
Those
little
foo
dragon
dogs?
heads. Yeah, the foo dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Those are awesome, man. Like I love those things. I just love like Asian inspired art.
He just nails it. Everything that he does.
Yeah,
it's
that's
so
cool.
nice.
That literally looks like a stone like gargoyle object on his like arm right there.
Yeah, that looks so real. Definitely polarized. Take away all the glare. I think that's what gives it that just like realer than in real life feel. Because your eye would see glares, the polarizer takes all the glares off. But it allows you to see it for exactly what it is. Anyone who wants to talk shit about polarizers, I feel like they can have whatever they want, but your tattoo is going to look better because you're going to see it for the actual colors that are there and not for the way that the glares that are on it from whether it's moisturized or not moisturized.
You know, I'm way cooler with using a polarizer and doing no editing.
Yeah, no
Like
editing.
I'd rather use it.
No
like,
editing. Like this right here,
especially
this probably had
even if
no
he's
editing.
using a
I bet he's
polarizer,
just polarized.
And this is a video. So video is about as honest as it gets. You can't really go in and like nitpick things and like that's why I like sharing videos
I'm definitely
so much.
a big advocate of not editing your photos though. You don't need to change any of the brightnesses.
Yeah,
you don't
I'll
need to
black
change
my
anything
background
on
out
there.
sometimes.
Like
just to
get that
make it
right
more
off the
appealing,
get-go. Like use your lighting to get what you want out of it in the room and master your lighting, and then you can save time for yourself, but you can also just share what the tattoo really is. But a polarizer is just the best way to be able to see it. You take a video when you don't have a polarizer, and it's half the tattoo is glared out. You can hardly see it for what it is.
Let's see what else he's
I'm
got.
saying all this, but I don't
Let's
have a
check out
polarizer
let's
right
check
now.
out some of his color work.
All of my photos are pretty glared.
All you need to do is order one of the little clip-on things. It's like $20.
Yeah.
We've got enough polarizing films in the studio that you just
Right. I mean, they're kind of expensive. Like actual polarizing films are pretty expensive. I wanted to get one to cover one of
$30.
the big lights that I have.
$30.
It was like-
Oh, if you're going big, they get
Yeah,
expensive.
It was like over $100.
Yeah, that's why I've just got a little one that's taped on the
I didn't
light.
realize, but I thought that was kind of cool though, because I'm like, damn, all right, these technology's pretty cool. I guess that makes sense.
Ooh, look at this. See how it's like painterly and real and crisp, and it's like he's using all the tricks. And then there's this layer of water droplets where it looks like there's water droplets sitting on the screen that took the photo. So it's like
Yeah,
all of
that's-
these
that's really
thoughtful
cool.
layers on top of one another that
And I
like
love how it kind of goes pixelated, like
Mhm.
sort of at the bottom there too.
so many tricks. He's just goals. this is where I want my stuff to go, but like with more surrealism, more other dimensions. But all these tricks. Look at that glare around that headlight on that car.
Mm-hmm.
And the way like that the halo around that light turns the silhouette of that person in the foreground blue. That's just a lot of thoughtful, like every detail was important.
I love this. I love a scene like this. There's so much in it. I mean, just the use of like the warms against these cools and that proper, just way to, going from these blues into these greens and, into all that, and then getting these warm colors back there to just set off that background, and then the reflections off of that up here, and then having all of this whole palette that's playing out here. He just used that in different squares here. Like, that's so cool. Every color you see here is in here.
Yep. It's like perfect color study, but with layers upon layers with so many tricks.
But how cool is that? Like, really, he could just probably pick out from every cap that he had and just like, all right, well, I got make sure I got all these squares here, and just. So you think?
I bet there's a little bit more thought to it than that.
Well, yeah, of course. Of course. But I wonder, just thinking about like breaking down something like that. It's just interesting. I've never seen something like that where they just use the same colors, the entire palette too.
Yeah.
I think we looked
Have
at
some cool like
another previous
quilty thing.
previous photo where he had like the squares coming off. That's
Mhm.
kind of like his style.
Yeah, he does it in a few different ones.
Yeah.
okay.
If you keep going, there's actually there will be photos of the tattoo that peel video was of. We might have passed them, but they're dead. Look at these chameleons. This chameleon and frog, that looks fake. In the very best way, it looks fake. It looks make believe. It looks daydreamed up. I love it.
It's
I love it
beautiful.
That's
so much.
not- It's photoshopped.
Hashtag
Do you
goals.
think? Do you don't think that's photoshopped?
No.
I'm
You
just
can
kid-
see the
I'm just kidding.
irritation
That's
of the
definitely
skin.
it's definitely not photoshopped. It's
It's
amazing
just
though.
so good.
It's so
But
amazing.
look at those hard lines where the color transitions happen. Those hard lines of negative. He's just so good.
If
They
you
stay
had to-
nice and smooth. That's
if you
really
had to
hard
guess,
to do.
do you think this was a 2-session tattoo for him?
Well, you can see down below there's some little ghost lines, so it's not finished.
Yeah. I wonder how quickly he gets that type of layering and that type of detail into it, and how
That's a
he
good
how he
question.
builds that.
It's a good question.
That texture, like, I mean, just look at all this little stuff.
Seriously,
I
dude.
love that.
The
Fucking
texture, like, he's-
crazy.
It's pretty mind blowing, right?
Just, I mean, that's very conscious. It's
It looks
very
like if you rub it,
into
you're
your
gonna feel
project. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
He just chooses the exact right things to exaggerate. I just love it. I love all of his stuff.
Yeah, I like how this is one of the closest things to you, and that's kind of got like the deeper blacks and stuff in there, and a little bit more into the texture than a lot of other areas.
Mm-hmm.
I see what he did there.
A lot of thoughtful choices were made there.
Indeed.
Oh, look, there's an earlier photo, or is that just
Oh, it's a video.
Maybe the frog's not there. Maybe it's earlier.
Let's see. Let's
Crazy,
see
though.
where we're at. Oh, that's a hip. That thing is huge. I didn't realize it was that
Oh,
big.
wow.
Look.
No wonder he's got all that detail in there. That fucking head is bigger than your hand.
Okay. All right, playa. I see you.
Yeah, and I love that. Just big section of black right there.
Yeah,
Only
the
a
frog's
cou-
not
only a
there. You
couple
can see
areas.
the outline, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
His little fingers on the bottom.
Wild. No wonder he was able to get that texture in there.
Definitely wasn't one session.
That was probably like 3-4 sessions. If that was me, I would probably have like 3-4 on
It's
that.
snowing right now, guys.
What? Again?
I
Don't
swear
even
to you.
look.
Again?
Oh my god.
I always love when you see comments like this on tattoos or sleeves that are in progress when we'd be like, what's it backwards? It's like, well, clearly there's more coming. Do you think this guy would make that
Mhm.
mistake to have something flying south? Come on.
Right.
A little more respect.
Have some spec.
You spec. You best suspect.
Don't respect me. Don't disrespect me.
That little baby snake coming out.
That is
Mhm.
texture.
Just look at the patience and diligence in those scales to achieve each of those
Cool
little
colors,
textures
warm
all the way
colors.
through.
Real warm colors, but like light.
It's just a reminder of how important every tiny little
Green to set
detail
off all that
is.
red. Yeah.
This makes me excited to hop into our tattoo session.
Dude, I couldn't be more stoked, dude. I'm just psyching myself up too. That's awesome.
Is that some Twisted Metal?
I
What
was
is
just
that?
gonna say, fucking Twisted Metal, dude. They need a new game.
Look at those flames.
I would play the fuck out of some
I would
Twisted Metal
play the
nowadays.
fuck out of some Twisted Metal,
Dude.
too.
I used to play with some people that would chuck their like controller across the room and stuff playing that game.
Those flames are awesome.
Yeah, I love that. Tons of dimension in it.
Good guy down there.
It sounds like Kim Jong-il or some shit.
Oh, look at this one. We should jump in and look at like a totally different genre for a little bit. Like, oh, there's that one. Go back up just a little bit. Right in the middle.
This?
Oh,
Yep.
the pixels.
Yep. That's the one that the Peel video that we started down this rabbit hole was.
Dude, I
of.
love that pixel effect,
Isn't
like
that
type
neat?
thing.
And it's just a great way to transition from one
Quilty.
scene into the next.
Pretty quilty.
He's got so many just amazing tricks in all of his work, and I think
almost
it's a really
digital-
nice way to
digital
deal with the
quilts.
elbow too.
What
See
is
the way
this
he
chick
digitized
got
the
coming
elbow?
out of her
That's
mouth?
like glitches
Are
in
those jewels?
glitches
Yes.
in reality.
Yep.
These jewels?
No,
No,
up in the
the-
girl's mouth.
Oh.
She's
you got
iced
there?
out, bro.
What you got? You got pearls.
Mm-hmm.
You got pearls and a maple leaf. Pearls and a
All them
maple
leaves.
leaf.
Who's your favorite geometric artist, Jordan? Go.
Ooh, on the spot.
Who's that
Like maybe-
Who's that Codex tattoo? Have you seen that?
I don't know.
Oh,
See if you can
let's
pull it
bring
up.
them up.
I was just kind of like
This is one
jumping
of my
to a
favorites.
whole new.
Cassidy Bell, he's awesome, man. I love his work. He's awesome, dude. I don't know if this is it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is rad. Yep. What an effective blast over. Like there's still a tattoo beneath it, but you won't be able to tell when it's finished.
Like, look at that. He does a lot of fabrication stuff too.
That's
Crazy.
pretty cool.
Imagine your basement. You just got a cool bar like this down there.
Dude, I am so about that. If I ever become a millionaire off this cryptocurrency,
Yeah, dude.
oh yeah.
Might happen.
Dude, I'm feeling good vibes about the
Crazy.
crypto world, man.
Same.
This looks
I
like
don't
a lot
wanna-
of the
I-
same
and I don't wanna
directions
miss
you're
out.
running.
I don't want to be the one missing out.
No.
This right here is the type of shit I'm definitely. I want to, in my own way. It's really inspiring to see stuff like that because I was already doing my like kind of techie stuff and then got introduced to this work and I'm like, oh man, that's like that is like my vision.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Pretty crazy. Scroll on down. Let's see what else.
But got me inspired to do my own thing.
Man,
It's
it's so
shot.
crazy that just
Like,
taking like black
Look what this does
and
too.
negative space and stipples, all the possibilities
Like girls using that hip right here does so
into that
much
Fibonacci swirl.
to just extend the way these hips look. Like look how it just like thins that out, directs this flow. It's awesome. Go big, and you can use all this. The giant Fibonacci. Yeah.
Fibonacci.
Oh man, I need someone down for some
You
big
down with the
stuff.
fib?
If you are down for a big project like this, and totally not like this, but in my way, let's do it.
I'll give it some consideration.
To
Oh,
you
man.
and everyone else
I want
out
I
there.
want a light panel from this guy. How cool.
You could do some awesome 3D mapping on that.
Absolutely.
Yep. That's one of the next goals, man. 3D mapping.
Absolutely. I love how just large and simple and bold everything is, but it's so effective and clean.
Fractals.
Fractal art is
And
really
then-
fun to play with. I love it when I have the chance.
We got to bring up Cassidy Bell just because, he's awesome. When it comes to Geo, he's a man.
Boom. Look at that. Is that a stencil? Pile of blotter drawings. Look at that peel.
On this?
No,
another
on
one.
the next photo.
The all black one.
Yeah, it was just it was a blackout just on the verge of peeling. There it is. See it up there in the corner?
Mm.
Look at that. Doesn't
Now
it look
that's-
both like
now that's a healthy
uncomfortable
peel.
and satisfying at the
That's
same
a healthy
time?
peel. Oh, I like this line here. I like to see that.
Super
we
crispy.
we like to see that. I like how this black fades right up into this. Comes right out of that darkness.
Mm-hmm. Looks good. Look at this face that's just running all over the place. He's so good. It takes so much patience to achieve some of these tricks.
I love
the
like
idea is
really melty art
incredibly
like that.
fun to come up with, but then
Mhm.
you've got the patience of actually achieving it.
So much fun. So much fun. Some cool hip flow. I love seeing things that really use that hip line. So much to build off of that. And it covers up these scars so well. It just distracts from anything that's there. I'm sure he's going to do another layer where he comes in and shades.
Maybe some solid blacks also. It looks good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this girl's got a really awesome collection.
Look at those armpits. Look, see how she's got the big pieces of blackout on her chest? Like it's not one solid blackout piece, but it's just those large panels, and it just goes right into the geometric flow so nicely. Go to
Yeah.
her page. Are there any more pictures of her? You hipped me to her, and I've checked her page out. She's got, if her page isn't private, she's got a lot of really nice photos. There she is. Yeah, I think she's got an excellent balance of like the heavy black and then nice, interesting geometric work. Like her whole collection seems really balanced and just nice.
Yeah, he's been killing her pieces. Just the whole bodysuit thing. It's really awesome to see people filling out and going for the whole bodysuit and really going for
That goes back to the
going for the
dedication,
damn
like I
thing.
was talking about earlier.
You know, go big,
Mhm.
like go big. It's cool to dedicate, and you just, you know, you give your artist that trust. You're gonna end when you go to an artist like this. You know, I don't know. You just end up with something so awesome. Dedicate yourself to a style. I'm not telling everyone to do that, but if you decide to do that, you know, can really pay off to a really cool piece. In the planning, you know, if you have the open skin, the planning, you know, building symmetry and stuff, it's hard to do that. We fill our bodies up with stuff and then don't find out that you can go for this huge, big, cool, symmetrical piece till later on. But you can always do it.
I mean, even if you do have a lot of work, you can still get a nice big symmetric bodysuit like this. There are amazing things that can be done with cover-ups.
Absolutely.
So like, you know, you can be pretty far into your collection and still change your mind and really get your collection back on point. You know, there's, with today's day and age, like between the technology available to us and like the tricks that artists have learned over the years, like there are really a lot of things that are possible if you're patient. So
I like these a lot. I love doing wavy line stuff like this. I love seeing it. And he's killing it.
very lava lampy. Yeah, every time I see stuff like this, I think of Cassidy Bell. It's kind of like his jam.
Right, wavy geo,
Mhm.
almost organic.
I like it when he does it with color too. Oh, there's a good color example. That doesn't have a lot of the wavy stuff in it, but a little bit.
Have you guys seen those like tattoo styles where it almost looks like sewed on like patchwork?
Yeah, definitely. Those are intense. There's a lot of detail that goes into those. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they're small, but those are definitely like your solid, like 5 to 8 hour, like hand size tattoo doing those
Mhm.
patchwork ones
Yeah.
because of just the little detail. I imagine. I've never done one. Maybe they get through them quicker.
I don't know. They always
I'm
look pretty
speaking
cool to
from
me.
pure speculation and how I would go about it and how I know I would. But
I would
once you do them a
probably-
lot, you probably get them down.
I'd probably never get one myself, but I just always think that they're really cool when I do see them.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I don't know how long the cord is on this. Oh, you know what? I can't unplug it.
All right. We're back on the cameras.
And we're back.
And we're back. Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Mothership Hour.
Part 2. We didn't.
Now
when
we're
did part
talking.
1 end?
Now it's aliens.
I was gonna
ended-
get a shot of Brandon's arm, but I did not
Bring an extendo
I
cord.
did not hook the camera up appropriately, and I don't think it'll reach far enough.
Well, let's
so
get.
we need to do is maybe get a close up on one of these guys.
Yeah, that's easy to do.
Yeah.
Let's take the one on you, and I'll take this, and we want to get some cool shots of Brandon's.
Cool. Let's do it.
Here, I'm gonna put this on you.
Get this.
See if Jordan can work the technology. I have faith. He can do it.
All right. Well, you have that one on me. I don't need that one. Can we do this one? So
Yeah, once you get it on him.
Oh.
Yeah. See?
Get it
See?
on me, brother.
I'm over here like playing producer, keeping everybody interested. Here we go. Okay. Now they're seeing what you're seeing. See, there's the butterfly we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That astronaut turned out great.
Yeah, the little spaceman.
You said this was done last year?
Yeah, last year. I want to say maybe June or May. May or June, about a
Mhm.
year. Yeah, about a year ago.
I just
full
love the way
year.
he did that clock. Adam's really gotten the tricks down of like making things look metallic and
Mhm.
believable and three-dimensional very, very
Right.
efficiently and quickly.
Now,
Like,
when we say
Yeah,
Adam,
he did this. Adam
I mean,
France.
Adam France,
Yeah.
Mr. France, hashtag the official Adam France fan club.
He did this all in one session too. He just killed it.
Oh, nice.
I love this.
He knocked it out. It took about 4 hours.
Nice.
Is he on? Let's see. Now let's see the arm that
All right, let me
you and I are
get
working
a spin around here.
So let me come farther back out so they can kind of see the entire thing that's going on.
There's a lot of really graceful flows to this. It looks really nice next to the tight geometry, like having those big bold lines, but the contrast of the real tight geometry. I really like that.
Let me get centered on that mandala there.
Yeah, dude. So that's part of your doings. This is the mandala. We also have Richard Cook working on it, and they're kind of just doing this collab on it of sorts. Gonna work on that mandala more today. Pretty excited.
Yes, I'm super stoked for it.
All right.
Yeah, so excited. Thanks, man.
So did you have lunch? Did you have a big lunch or anything before you came in?
I had a breakfast sandwich, a bagel on a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel on everything bagel with light cream cheese.
Nice.
Gotta have the light.
Are you
cream
gonna stop and carbo load or do any preparation before you head to the shop to get ready for your appointment?
cheese? I might grab like a snack on the way.
Nice.
I'm not gonna go like have like a giant meal or anything, but
I usually recommend it. Maybe not a giant meal, but
Yeah.
just be like full of energy.
Yeah,
you
Might
know,
do something. We'll probably have to wrap this up here pretty quick so I can.
I do
I got to do a few things, so I'm gonna need the next hour to sit here and prepare for stuff, and then we'll take off. So
what do you mean you need an hour? You need an hour for what?
I have to.
You're not allowed.
I need time, Fawn.
He
You're
needs
not
things.
I need
allowed.
time for things.
No,
Yeah, I need to get ready to tattoo Brandon for the day.
it's okay. Mentally like deflate after sitting here and smoking weed and talking about like life and tatties for an hour.
Yeah, I need
More
to get
tatties.
normal clothes on. I need to prepare things.
All the preparation.
prepare things.
Had a few
Yeah.
other things. Emily's coming here tonight, so
Good.
Prepare other
Good.
things.
Good. Good.
Yep, and then I got to start packing and getting this house a little bit ready for. I'm not really gonna do that much before I leave, but we leave for Zion this weekend.
Oh, I keep forgetting that that's coming up already.
Me, Durbin, Brian.
Yeah, I opted to skip out on this trip because I'm going out to Vegas at the end of June. So it was like,
Going to do America's-
stoner trip.
America's scariest hike is what we're doing.
Really?
It's called Angel's Landing.
I feel like I've heard of that before. It sounds really
it's
familiar.
terrifying. It's like 4,000 feet, and then like both sides are like straight down drops.
Where's that at?
Oh,
Utah?
I'm a little scared of it, but we're gonna make it happen.
Is it in Utah?
Utah, yeah, Zion National Park.
Very interesting.
Jordan, you're yawning. You're
Yep.
making faces. Have you not had enough
I'm yawning.
coffee?
I need to drink water. It's getting to be about snack hour, and
We
I
didn't do
need some
breakfast
water.
today.
I need a little water.
You didn't go to TJ's today?
We didn't do TJ's
Oh,
today.
I thought you guys did.
No, we just chugged coffee.
Oh, okay.
Nope. I had to clean up a little bit. My house
Yeah.
was in a little disarray.
You know, your house isn't usually too disarrayed.
I mean,
You're pretty good
I
about
had
it.
some time cleaning it up. When
Yeah.
it came.
I feel like,
Only a few minutes, but
yeah, you do pretty good. It doesn't get too out of control. My house
I
gets
keep it.
super
I always
messy
keep.
sometimes.
I always keep it presentable. There's always a little bit of cleaning up if I know people are coming over.
No, my house is usually like, sorry, there's messes everywhere. Projects here, projects there. Sorry, I don't. Things organized. No.
Yeah, mine's like things off the floor, trash is taken out.
50-50 on if the trash is taken out.
Fair.
But
All right, yeah, I think it's probably a good time for us to start wrapping up. If we have anything else to say,
I don't know. I feel like we were kind of all over the place this
I think
week.
it's a great podcast, man.
Yeah.
Thanks
I
for coming
appreciate
on.
you guys having me for sure.
And
It's
dude,
a good time.
Yeah, and we're about to tattoo. What a fucking great day.
Oh, yeah.
This is awesome. Yeah, we definitely appreciate you coming on.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, if you need to find us, you can find us on Instagram at Tattoo Collecting 101 or Tattoo _ Collecting _ 101. Or tattoocollecting.com. That'll give you links to all of our
Yeah.
personal pages.
Tattoocollecting.com is always going to be a pretty good direct circuit for that.
There's a link that just gets you everywhere you want to be.
Mm-hmm. Plenty of fun stuff to come in the future too. So
As always,
keep listening. It's an evolving podcast. We get better and better, more content, more things, and we're going to master this. It's still a work in progress.
thank you to Reinventing the Tattoo for hosting us every week.
Yeah.
It does take a lot of work to put this together on
Yeah.
my
Lauren,
end
Sandy,
and Jordan's
Gabe.
end. It takes a lot of work, but it also takes even more work on their end. And they give us a platform to like just
Right. And they're
talk about what's going on.
and you guys are there like clockwork for us. Every Thursday we make this happen. And
Yep.
super appreciative of the time you guys take to help us out with this. So thank you, Gabe, Lauren, and Sandy. And of
Cool.
course, about Guy for doing the entire thing.
The guy.
Yep.
Cool. All right, guys. Well,
You find me at Jordan Rookus Tattoo if you want to get a tattoo.
golden.
Or the www.jordanrookustattoo.com. So I got to put them all out there
Throw them all
every
out there.
time.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you next week.
Sweet. Bye, guys.